So you've mentioned a survey that you've done. I know you periodically survey drivers and gig workers. Are there any interesting findings from your most recent survey? And then I know we're going to be working together to sort of get this new survey out to delivery drivers. And I think it's a really cool opportunity for delivery drivers who right now, kind of have this big challenge with pickup and drop offs. They can sort of have a say and,
Mm.
potential impact on, making pickups and drop offs smoother. And then, like we talked about earlier, no more tickets and, make more money per hour because you're doing more, deliveries. So very cool.
Yeah. So, I hit on a couple of things earlier, but some of the big, things that we learned, and this is probably not going to be a surprise to anybody listening
Mhm.
that's a gig driver, is that, that parking is really hard, and that drivers
Yeah.
rarely find parking at the curb when they first arrive at a location. So that results in a lot of circling or illegally parking. So opens you up to tickets, all that kind
Mm.
of, those negative outcomes. And it takes drivers usually 4 to 7 minutes to find parking, which is often longer than it takes to actually go in, get the
Yeah.
meal, come out. So all those things result in bad outcomes for a gig driver who wants to have as many deliveries as possible, wants to get as many tips as possible. So, that's what that's what we learned last year on this survey. And we really want to have an opportunity to reflect year over year on how these things are changing. Obviously,
Mhm.
there was the pandemic, and things have been changing a lot. And so we want to see those trends over time to
Yeah.
make sure that what we're creating as a product is beneficial to drivers. Ultimately, drivers are a core customer of ours, just as a city is.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that we have a solution that's as seamless as possible and really benefiting gig drivers or all delivery drivers in their most kind of hits those most painful points
Yeah.
and helps alleviate that.
Very cool. Well, we'll, for the drivers who are listening or watching right now, we'll leave a link to your new survey that they can actually fill out if they're a delivery driver and talk a little bit about, sort of like what you said, their experience parking and picking up drop off and how long they're waiting at the curb. And I think it might be interesting too for them to share, some opportunities or pain points, right? Like maybe there's certain restaurants or, certain areas like with the driver community, there's certain restaurants that are kind of like notorious for long wait times, right? So it's kind of interesting to start getting to that next level.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anything we can, would love to hear from as many drivers as possible, in particular, any of the cities that we're currently in or
Yeah.
launching in, to get that, on the ground feedback is super critical.
Very cool. Well, we'll leave a link in the notes so that drivers can go ahead and fill out that survey and make their voice heard and improve things for everyone. So that'll be really exciting. And then, of course, we'll share the results once those are live. But definitely a cool opportunity for drivers there.